The morning after the hyena attack was heavy with silence. The tribe moved slowly, carrying with them the weight of both survival and loss. The children clung to their mothers, sensing the tension even if they could not name it. Naya walked close to Kar, Oru pressed tightly against her chest. The baby stirred, small fists flailing, mouth opening in soft cries. Each sound reminded her of the fragile line between life and death. They marched toward higher ground, where the earth sloped into ridges covered with thorn trees. Here, the tribe knew they could find shelter and perhaps fruit. Hunger gnawed at them, sharper than fear. Foraging and hunger. The women spread across the brush, plucking berries and digging roots with sharp sticks. Their fingers were caked in mud, nails broken from scraping the earth. Naya knelt, her body trembling with exhaustion, but she forced herself to dig. She needed food not for herself but for Oru, whose cries grew weaker each day. The men roamed farther, eyes sharp for movement. They carried stone flakes, primitive tools chipped into sharp edges. When one man spotted a rabbit darting through the grass, the tribe surged. Stones flew, sticks swung, the rabbit squealed and then fell silent. A small victory that felt like a feast. But one rabbit was never enough. Hunger lingered, biting deeper than any predator's fangs. The tribe's ribs showed beneath their skin, their steps slowing. At night, under the cliff, the children whimpered. The mothers whispered soft sounds, soothing them. Kar sat apart, sharpening a stick into a new spear, his eyes never leaving the dark beyond. His mind replayed the hyena's glowing eyes. He knew they would come again. Storms of the sky. The third day brought rain. Heavy, punishing rain that turned the earth to rivers of mud. Lightning split the sky, thunder cracking like the roar of angry gods. The tribe huddled beneath overhangs, their bodies pressed together, shivering. Naya shielded Oru with her own body, her skin freezing as water poured over her back. The baby cried, the sound nearly drowned by the storm. Kar crouched near her, one arm over both mother and child, his body a wall. Around them, the tribe shook in fear, their eyes wide as lightning lit the world. But then a strange thing happened. When a branch struck by lightning caught fire, the tribe did not run. They remembered the night of the hyenas. They remembered how the predators had fled from the burning sticks. Slowly, cautiously, they gathered burning branches. They held them high, their fear of the storm giving way to awe. Fire was not only danger, it was power. For the first time, the tribe felt a fragile sense of control. The world was vast, merciless, but perhaps with fire, they were not entirely helpless. Bonds of blood and ash. After the storm passed, the tribe sat in a circle around the glowing embers. They passed the rabbit's bones, gnawed clean, and shared what little fruit they had. Children leaned against mothers, fathers sharpened tools, and for a moment, peace existed. The crackling of fire became a new sound in their lives, one that spoke of safety. Naya stared into the flames, Oru sleeping against her. She thought of the world, of predators, storms, hunger, and of the fragile life in her arms. For him, she would fight every beast, every storm. For him, she would endure. Kar reached over, his rough hand brushing against Oru's tiny fingers. The child stirred, curling his hand around his father's thumb. Kar's chest swelled with something he did not yet have words for. Pride, love, duty. The struggle of survival was far from over. But in fire, in family, they had found their first weapon against the void. The land was never empty. For every step the tribe took, a dozen eyes watched them. Predators and rivals, shadows waiting for weakness. Days after the storm, the tribe moved toward the river once more. Fresh water was life, even if it came with danger. Predators of the sky. As they gathered near the river, a scream tore through the air. The mothers looked up just in time to see a vast shadow circling above. A giant eagle, its wings wider than a man was tall, dove from the sky. Its talons stretched like knives, aimed not for the strong, but for the smallest. It struck with terrifying speed, grasping at a toddler near the riverbank. The child shrieked, the mother screaming in horror. Car and two men leapt forward, swinging sticks and shouting. Stones flew into the air. The eagle's wing clipped one, sending it screeching back into the sky. The child was left bleeding but alive. The tribe gathered around the injured, their hearts pounding. Naya clutched Oru tighter, her eyes scanning the sky. Even the heavens, it seemed, sought their children. But not all threats came on four legs or wings. Sometimes the most dangerous predator looked like them. One evening, as the tribe prepared to rest, distant figures appeared. Another band of humans, leaner, harsher, their faces sharp with hunger. They carried spears tipped with sharper stones than Kar had ever seen. The two tribes stared at each other, the silence heavy. There was no language to negotiate, no words to share peace, only eyes, sharp and suspicious. The rival tribe moved closer, their gaze fixed on the bundle of food the mothers had gathered. A low growl spread among Kar's people. The air crackled with tension. One wrong move, and blood would spill. The first stand. When one rival stepped forward, reaching toward the food, Carr did not hesitate. He thrust his spear into the ground before him, a warning. His roar was deep, primal, echoing across the plain. The rival froze. Both tribes bristled, weapons raised. Children cried, mothers held them close. Naya pressed Oru against her chest, praying silently. But the rivals did not advance. After long moments, they stepped back, retreating into the grass. The danger had passed for now, yet the message was clear. The world was not only beasts and storms, it was also others like them, desperate, hungry, willing to fight.